By now, you surely heard, but Donald Trump has commuted the sentence of George Santos. Watch this. We'll be back.
The agent of chaos himself, back on the streets. There was a number of crimes he committed, but one of them, one of my more favorite ones, is when he, well, actually, the time he said his mother was Jewish in 9/11. That was pretty good. But one of his crimes, he was supposedly he stole about $3,000 from a veteran. From a GoFundMe that was being used on the veteran's life-saving surgery service dog. And but all these right-wingers, prominent right-wingers, were all super happy that he's back. Welcome back, Georgie Poo. Lisa here is super grateful. Super grateful. I saw someone saying about getting him back in Congress and to own the libs and stuff like that. Comments about how the libs are triggered by this post. And of course, with his pardon or whatever, he doesn't have to pay any restitution, so it's not like he has to pay any of those people back. So, I mean, what I find most amusing is this guy, he ripped off all his own base, and now they set him free to own the libs. Like, fucking got me. Oh my god. Anyway, no, George Santos, he's just like a first class, like real piece of shit.
Yes, the right-wingers are all over Twitter cheering on the fact that George Santos was let out of prison. Now, our friend Boston there, he touched on just one of Santos's crimes. Let me remind you just exactly who this person is that the Republicans are cheering the release of. A timeline of George Santos's crimes and deceit. In 2008, Santos is charged with stealing a checkbook and cashing a fraudulent check to purchase shoes in Brazil. He admits the charges at the time, but then disappears according to Brazilian authorities. In 2010, according to Santos, this is the year he graduates from Baruch College, I hope I said that correctly, in New York City. However, the college has no record of his attendance. Santos also claimed that to have spent time at New York University. There is no evidence for this either. 2010 to approximately 2017, Santos claims to work in asset management at Citigroup. A spokesperson for Citigroup told the New York Times the asset management division closed in 2005 and they could not find Santos on their employee rolls. Santos's name also cannot be found in the files for Goldman Sachs, where he also claimed to have worked. 2013 to 2018, Santos says he's running a charity for rescue animals called Friends of Pets United, but the charity lacks official registration or records. In 2017, he throws a fundraiser for the charity, with tickets costing $50 per person, but the fundraiser organizers say they never received any of the money. 2022, following his November election, the New York Times publishes a piece accusing him of fabricating his resume. 23, the New York Times reports that Brazilian authorities are reopening their case against Santos regarding the alleged stolen checkbook. Now they can locate him. 23 again, federal prosecutors indict Santos on 13 counts, including wire fraud and stealing public funds. 23 again, a new indictment adds 10 more counts to Santos's existing 13, adding his charges up to 23. December of 23, Santos becomes the sixth member of Congress in U.S. history to be expelled from the House of Representatives. Congressional investigators found he spent campaign funds on trips to the Hamptons, Hermes, casinos in Atlantic City, and Botox. On August 19th of 24, Santos pleads guilty to several charges, admitting to many of his accused financial crimes. There were other claims made surrounding Santos that cannot be corroborated by Newsweek. For example, there's a Wikipedia page which anybody can make that claimed that he was on a couple of Disney shows under a pseudonym, but there's no evidence of him appearing on either show. It's also claimed that he said he was Jewish on his mother's side and the descendant of Holocaust survivors. A forensic genealogist told NPR that she did not see any evidence to support any of that in his family tree. Analysis of his family history found his grandparents were all from Brazil. He then said, I never claimed to be Jewish. I am Catholic because I learned my maternal family had a Jewish background. I said I was Jew-ish. Get it? Santos also said his mother was in the World Trade Center on 9/11, but an investigation by NBC claimed that she was living in Brazil at the time. He later claimed to have lost 4 employees from his, quote, company, which he left unnamed, in the Orlando Pulse nightclub shooting. This also cannot be verified. That's the person that Republicans are cheering the release of.